Hey guys, it's been a while. I'm basically making this video because it's nearing the end of term here in Oxford and I have a load of work to do and I need to be really productive. And I remember I used to be really productive when I made these study with me videos. So I'm hoping to kind of recapture that and have a really productive studying session. And I kind of forgot how much I used to enjoy making these videos, so it's nice to actually be back doing this. If you're interested in what I've been up to, I'll give you a quick update and overview, but if you're not, then please feel free to just skip to the studying bit. I'll do it in the little video chapter bits below, which actually I think is a new feature on YouTube since last time I posted, so that's kind of funky. But yeah, so a quick update on what I've been doing. I think the last time I posted was, at least I posted a video like this, was in summer 2021, so I was in the final term of my first year at Oxford. I think the video is me running around in the sun and cycling around and just doing stupid things. So I was very young, at least I feel like I was very young back then. And now it's 2023 and I'm in my final year at Oxford and I'm in the first term of my final year. So, I mean, a few months after I posted that video, I went to Taiwan to study Chinese for a year, which was the coolest experience ever. I mean, and actually when I was in Taiwan, I filmed some videos, but I just never edited and posted them. So who knows, maybe one day I'll get around to editing them. Maybe there'll be some lost videos on my YouTube channel. I don't know, I can't promise anything, but we'll see. And actually when I was in Taiwan, I started studying Japanese, just for fun. And when I came back to Oxford, I picked up Japanese as my subsidiary language. So now my degree is no longer just Chinese, but it's Chinese with Japanese. That's a fun development and I really love studying Japanese. So yeah, I came back to Oxford, had a really cool, crazy third year. And then I had an even crazier summer where I traveled to Japan, Taiwan, Singapore and China, which was just the craziest experience ever. And now I'm back in Oxford for my final year, my fourth year, my final year. I've got exams on the horizon in June. I've got coursework due in May, no, in March maybe. I should probably know that. And yeah, I'm just having loads of fun, but this term's been really stressful, as Oxford always is. I'm coming up to the end of term now. This is the 7th week of term out of 8. And basically I'm going away to Barcelona this weekend to see a friend who's doing a year abroad, and so I need to kind of do all the work I would usually do in the weekend during the week, and so that's why I'm kind of extra stressed, and also because the work just kind of piles up towards the end of term. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to be productive in these next few days and get a lot of work done. Just a disclaimer, this is not usually the kind of level of productivity that I work to. I'm usually a lot less productive. So don't think that this is an accurate representation of me studying in Oxford. You know, sometimes I try to be this productive and I make a special effort, but this isn't my usual level of productivity. This is extra productive. So what I'm gonna do is I actually have the evening off. Usually I'm doing things in the evening, just, I don't know, I do salsa classes now sometimes, or see friends or whatever. But tonight I don't have anything on. So I've just come home from classes. It's about 5 o'clock-ish. And I'm gonna hopefully do quite a few hours of work tonight until about 10:30, 11. And then tomorrow I have a few classes. So I'm gonna be working in between those classes and just hopefully getting a lot of stuff done. I use the Pomodoro method of studying quite strictly. I find it really useful for me. So what that means is I study in half-an-hour chunks with 5-minute breaks in between each chunk, and then every 2 hours or so I'll have a longer break. I find that really useful. If anybody's interested, maybe I'll make a video on that. But that's what I'm going to be doing tonight and tomorrow, and hopefully it can be really productive, and maybe if you want to study along with it, it'll help you be productive as well. I don't know. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing I did is something I do every single day, which is this app called Anki. It's a flashcard application with spaced repetition, and I do it every day for Chinese and Japanese and lecture content. So useful. Okay, so I've done my Anki. That's like my daily task that I have to do every day. So now I can actually get to like the proper work. I've got a little like checklist. I use Notion these days to stay on top of things. So I've got a little checklist of things I need to get done today, work I want to get done. And yeah, as I said, I just want to kind of get a big chunk of work out of the way before I go away this weekend and kind of stay on top of things for the end of term because it's all getting a little bit much. Next, I moved on to working on my dissertation, and I'm really kind of into my dissertation at the moment, I can't lie. It's basically about this women's magazine from 1915 Shanghai, and it was like the first magazine to be banned, and also the first magazine to be edited by a woman. So I'm translating the stories from that, looking at some of the pictures and the adverts and things, and kind of looking at why it was banned and the transgressive power that it held. I'm at the midway point now, and I'm really enjoying just, researching my own topic. Next, I did some newspaper translation homework because a lot of my degree is based around translating newspaper articles either from English to Chinese or Chinese to English. This one was a Chinese news article about the Taiwanese elections happening next year. It's actually a really, really interesting topic, and I knew quite a bit of the vocabulary, which was good, so I really enjoyed this one. Dinner tonight was actually leftovers from 2 other dinners, as you can see. I've got chili and curry, and they were both really tasty, so I was happy. As I said in the intro, I've picked up Japanese, so this was actually me doing a Japanese composition about an accident that happened to me when I was a child. That was literally the brief, so I think I wrote about when I ran away from my parents in a shopping centre and they obviously panicked because they couldn't find me. Next, I did a Chinese presentation, or at least prepared for a Chinese presentation, about David Cameron coming back into Rishi Sunak's cabinet. So as you can see, my Chinese is a lot better than my Japanese. I've been studying it a lot longer. The topics I talk about are a lot more complex, but they're both interesting, childhood accidents, Rishi Sunak's government, there's a lot to be said there. This is going to sound really, really nerdy, but it's been really nice this evening to actually just be able to sit down and work for a good few hours, back to back. I think that this term I've been doing loads of things outside of my studying, which has been really fun. But it's meant that all the studying I've been doing has been in little 1 hour chunks or 2 hour chunks, especially because during the day I have so many classes that are back to back, or there'll be a class and then an hour break, and then a class and then an hour break, which means that all the work I'm doing is in little chunks. So it's been really, really nice this evening to just sit down, make a timetable, make a checklist, and just work for a few hours. I know that's really nerdy, but it's been actually really fun and productive, so that's just how I'm feeling at the moment. Next, what I did was some prep work for my class tomorrow. So this class is my early historiography class, and what we're doing is reading the Shiji, also known as the Records, the Grand Historian. Basically this big collection of history from the 2nd century BC that covers 2,500 years of Chinese history. So cool, so great, but a bit hard to translate, so I was doing some prep work for the class. Then, because I'm a final year student, I did everyone's favourite activity, which is searching and applying for jobs. I've been doing this for about 2 weeks now, so I'm really early into the process. I've just been applying to those different things. I find it quite exciting because it's quite fun to just think about what I want to do next year and into the future. I'm not really worrying too much yet. I'm staying optimistic I'll find something I want to do. There are a few things I know I definitely don't want to do, but other than that, I'm kind of open-minded about what I could be doing. Finally, to kind of wind down before bed, I prepared my DJ set for Friday. I'm DJing at the after party of the college Christmas dinner. I've never really DJ'd a Christmas set before, so I was just kind of getting some Christmas songs downloaded and ready to mix on Friday. Bit of a weird way to wind down for the evening, but that was the end of my day. So I'm currently making my lunch for the day, and what I'm having is a sandwich with hummus and rocket and some red tomato, just because it's really tasty and really quick and easy. But then I'm about to do something that I don't usually do, which I think I've never done before, which is run to class, because my classes are 1.5 miles away, and usually I cycle, but yesterday I was pumping up my back tyre on my bike and it just exploded because I was putting too much air in, which wasn't great. And then I was going to walk to class, but I've just run out of time. So I'm going to run to class, which I never ever do. This is not representative of my life, but oh well, you've got to do what you got to do. And then I have class from 9:30 till 10, 11 till 12, 12 till 1, and 2 to 3. So quite a busy day of classes. I'm gonna try and like study in between those. So it's gonna be a good day. My first class of the day was Chinese TV news and media, which, as the name suggests, is literally just watching Chinese TV for half an hour, which is a really fun start to the day. We watched this interview with this Chinese artist about a video game they made where I think you play as maybe like a sperm cell in like somebody's uterus trying to fight your way out. It was really confusing. Then what I did was work more on my David Cameron politics Chinese presentation before I have to give it on Thursday. So doing more of that, trying to get some more like cool phrases in there. And I just realised recording this now that my voice sounds really stuffy at the moment. I think I've got a cold coming, so apologies for that. Then I had another class, and this time the class was translating English news into Chinese. So we had this Guardian article about like Black Friday and the Amazon strikes, and here's me eating my sandwich in between classes because I was so hungry. Then I had another class, which was my classical Chinese class that I was doing the prep work for yesterday, and that went quite well, so I'm glad I did all that prep work. Then I headed back down to the library to finish off the Chinese to English news translation that I was working on yesterday. Then I walked home from the China Centre, which was quite a rare treat because I never really walk around Oxford, I'm always cycling. So it was nice to kind of take things a bit slower and see Oxford. But I was very, very happy when I went and picked up my bike from the bike shop and it was all fixed. Okay, I'm back home. It's like 4:15-ish. I had a good day of loads of classes, picked up my bike, did some work in between. But I've got basically an hour and a half now until I have to go out again. I've got like a lecture and dinner tonight in college, so I'm glad my bike's back, so otherwise it'd be like another half an hour walk back into Oxford, but I can cycle back, so it's not too bad. So yeah, that's what I mean, like on a normal day I kind of just have to like find little pockets of time to work in, which is a bit annoying sometimes, but I have like an hour and a half now, which is an okay amount of time to get a little bit of work done, so let's see what I can do. Of course, literally no day of my life would be complete without doing my Anki. I need it to just get by. So here I was doing my Anki flashcards for the day. It takes about 45 minutes to get through all of them, but it really just, I don't know, it makes me feel good when I do my Anki every day. I think if I didn't do my Anki, I would go insane. After my Anki, I worked on that translation that we started in class earlier about Black Friday and the Amazon strikes, because I basically had to finish it for homework. So I think you can see me kind of Google how to say Jeff Bezos in Chinese at some point. I'm back home finally. It's like 10:30, so the dinner went on for a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought I was gonna be done by 9. I could come home and do like an hour of work, but that didn't happen. But that's okay, the dinner was really nice. The food was good, got to chat to people, so I'm happy. We had a really interesting lecture beforehand about like AI and doing, what was it? Like AI and diagnosing problems with like fetus brains and like imaging. It was really cool. I didn't quite understand a lot of it, but that's fine. But yeah, this is what I mean, like I wanted to do some work tonight after the dinner, and I've come home and there's just no time to work because I had to be up early tomorrow to go to Aldi to do the weekly shop. So yeah, it's a shame I didn't get to work as much as I wanted to, but I had a really nice dinner, so let's go to bed.
Next Tuesday.
Fruit and vegetables. Gliding across.
I love our Thursday morning Aldi trips. It feels so good to just go to Aldi and think about what we want to cook for the week and then fill up our cupboards. And then we come back and we put it all away, so it's really satisfying. After Aldi, I cycled to the China Centre and I found a room to basically do some online tutoring for a few hours. I tutor a couple of hours per week during term time, and then I do loads of tutoring in the holidays because, you know, those Aldi trips are not going to pay for themselves. My 2 hours of tutoring. Don't know why I did that with 2. Anyway, I've done my 2 hours of tutoring and I'm quite tired, but I need to keep going because I've got my next class in about an hour, so I'm going to eat lunch and try and get some work done as much as I can in that hour because it's a busy day, but let's keep going. I use this hour in between classes to get my Anki done for the day. Another day, another Anki, as they say, so I did my Chinese and Japanese flashcards. I had 20 minutes in between doing that and my presentation class, so I thought what better time to download some new music for my DJ set than now. So here you can see me listening to the new music and downloading it, and the lights went off, which was really sad, so I kind of had to wave my arms around to get them back on. Then I headed to my college, Pembroke College, during the day, which is kind of weird for me these days because I don't actually have any teaching there, but what I had there was my academic review. So these happen, I think, maybe once a year. You have to put on your gown and go and see like the head of the college and discuss how you're doing academically. By that point it got dark outside, and so I cycled over in the dark to my Japanese class, which is my last class of the day. Then I headed to the gym for leg day, and you're not actually going to see me do the squats because I realised I made really weird faces. Okay. Back from classes, back from the gym. What time is it? It's like 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock-ish. I'm cooking dinner at 7:30, so like an hour and a half now to do some work. Need to finish up my Anki, and I'm going to work on, I think, my dissertation and some Japanese translation work. I'm going to make dinner, and I think I'm going to like karaoke tonight with some friends at a college nearby. And then I kind of want to get some work done after that as well if possible, but we saw how that went last night, so we'll see what happens. Anki, 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 me doing more Anki. Honestly, I sound like a broken record, but I love Anki. If I give one tip to anybody who's studying a language in particular, I'd say use Anki. No, I'm not sponsored by Anki, but honestly, I should be. Then I did some more dissertation work, and the magazine that I'm writing about my dissertation, one of the main reasons it was banned was the government said it was too full of traditional values. What I'm doing in my dissertation is basically re-evaluating that, looking at the kind of text in the magazine and the images and saying that actually it had lots of progressive ideas, it was just presented in different ways. Okay, so for dinner, what am I doing? I've got some tofu, some veggies, some noodles. I'm gonna like basically get the tofu nice and crispy with some breadcrumbs, and then fry it all up with noodles and broccoli and carrots, and make kind of a nice stir fry thing with crispy tofu, so really tasty. Okay, and this is the final result. Wow, look at that. Sarah, are you excited? Yeah?
I'm so excited. This looks amazing. After
noodles, it was time for karaoke. Here's me singing No Scrubs by TLC, but you are not hearing the audio. And then my long Thursday came to a close. I started the day with a trip to one of the Oxford libraries because basically I needed to get a load of songs off my old laptop for my DJ set, but my old laptop doesn't work unless it's got a keyboard and mouse plugged into it, so I had to go and use basically one of their keyboards and mouses. As the songs were all transferring onto a USB stick, I did some prep work for the Japanese texts class that I had at 10 o'clock, so just preparing my translations to discuss in the class. Okay, just got back from my Japanese class I just had. It's like just after 11. Got half an hour until I start tutoring, so I'm going to do some general housekeeping, I guess. Like, I'm going to do my sheets, hoovering, and then I have like, I think 3 tutoring sessions, so a bit of tutoring and then back to work. I'm sure you can guess by this point, but the work I did after my tutoring included Anki. That's what I started off with. Then I did some more of my Jeff Bezos translation homework, and that was me done for the day in terms of work.
Oh my god!